to use it, and we'll also incorporate it, figuring out ways that it can fit the needs of your instruction and your students. So how comfortable are you with introducing and using a recording platform to your students? Now, all those cute little characters down there were created by Adobe AI, Adobe Express, and I think they're adorable. But how do you feel if you are going to incorporate or introduce a recording platform to your students? Are you terrified? You got the panda like, oh my Lord. Are you comfortable? Are you willing to try? Little happy turtle might be slow at it. Or are you extremely comfortable? You say, I got this. Oh, okay. All over. A lot of 4s, which wow, 3s. Okay, even then, comfortable to try. That's awesome. So I appreciate you guys participating. So what is Google Vids? Some of us are like, okay, I signed up because this is, part of my day. I got to get something in. So letting you know that this is a online video creation platform. The nice part is it is in our Google Workspace, the whole suite. And you can be able to create informational videos for your students, for parents. They have amazing features within there. So you can upload your slide decks, upload PDFs. You can choose from their stock of images, music, and you can actually add your voiceover, which is great because I don't know about you, but I really don't like listening to my own voice, but it's a great tool to share out to parents or students that might have missed your lesson. So this is my example of Google Vids, and I just told you I really don't like listening to my voice, so you got to bear with me on this one. But I was coming into this not having much video editing expertise, and I came in and I felt confident at my results. So I'm going to share it with you. So, technology works when it wants to. It's slowly loading this afternoon. I love you, technology. We have to talk to it today. We've had a lot of
Welcome to our session on what is educational technology. Our team is in charge of managing the instructional technology in your classroom. We use penny sales tax funds to ensure you have the latest and greatest technology at your fingertips. Last year, we updated the projectors. This year, we are updating the smart panel PCs to maximize the full lifespan of our interactive flat panels. Speaking of, the smart boards are one of our favorite projects in teachers and students. Teachers showcasing their lessons, being interactive, and having students come up to the board is literally something that every student wants to do, no matter what the grade. We hope you like them as much as we do. Our team also focuses on the updating audio and school sound systems. We want to prioritize safety and make sure all students can hear your fabulous lessons. Can't forget about our forefront of AI, providing teachers and administrators training in the use of AI in classrooms. Conmigo is a tool that promotes one-on-one tutorial and Adobe for all students. We're a small team working.
Hey, I did that very quickly and it came out pretty good. I'm not going to lie. There is some tweaking that I could do, but hey, for my first go around, I thought that was pretty seamless. So ways that you can utilize Google Vids. So I always like to think about in your shoes, put in your educator. You can do create all about me video. So I know that come Teacher Appreciation Week, y'all get same gifts. You either get a Target gift card, Starbucks gift card, or another mug to hang up in the classroom. Why not create a short vid to share out to parents? Like, these are things that I like. I might like chocolate, or I like salty pretzels. So why not create a quick Google vid to share out? You can do a step-by-step tutorial. As a former middle school math teacher, I know that some of those multi-step math problems are very difficult. If possibly setting up a guide for your students to help them with those difficulty levels, or a tutorial for them, that would be really beneficial, not only while in class, but something they could take home and the parents could assist with. Also a book report. They can do a book report and again, work towards it. And then I always think monthly announcements for parents. Sometimes parents just want to know what your kids are doing in class. They don't need all the nitty-gritty details, but they want to know some things. Why not do a Google vid showcasing maybe the work that's upcoming, or maybe at the end, a summary of what they actually participated and completed in class, almost like an exhibition. So, like I said before, I'm going to model with you on the screen how to do it first, and then I'm going to give you time to play and learn how to incorporate it, because again, I think the best way to learn is actively participating. So we're going to do this model. So bear with me on the screen here first, and then I promise you, I will give you time. And if you didn't already know, the Google Meet has a timer now. So it's definitely, we're going to incorporate that too. So how do you get to Google Vids? So there's two different ways you can get to it. You can use your Drive and hit the new button. Since it is in the Google Workspace, you go all the way down to where you see Google Vids. You can also go in the app selector, also known as the tasty waffle in the morning. There is the vid icon at the very bottom, or depending on where it is in your apps. So before we get to that, hold your horses. When you open it up, you're gonna get this slide. And you're going to be like, Lee, I don't know what I'm doing here. Not a problem. These are just showing you the options in which you can start. So you can record yourself. Maybe you need this for job interview or going for your master's and you need some sort of introductory video. You can just record yourself. You can also start from your uploads. You can start from a template that they have from their stockpile, or you can actually convert your slides to a video. So like I said earlier, if you want to send home a lesson that you did in class to all of your students that were absent, that's a great way to upload your slide deck and start getting that down. So today we're going to start with a blank. So we're going to do this part together. So like I said before, you're going to come to your Drive. You're going to hit New. You're going to go to Google Vids. And you know what I told you, that little pop-up comes up. Today we're going to hit blank vid, and I'm not going to lie, that little icon that changes really makes me happy. And so this is where you're at. If you can get to this stage on your screen, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, or we're good to go in the chat, letting me know. All right, Erica, Lee, I appreciate you. You're here. All right. Okay, so if you are on my screen right now, we're just going to explore the dashboard. So we're going to just take a minute and I'm going to kind of focus on 3 different areas of the Google Vids dashboard. The first thing I'm going to do is talk about the title. So as you can see up here, just like you would with any Google app, whether it's Docs or Sheets, you got to give it a title. So we can give this title, we're going to say demo today. Okay, that's where you would do it. Again, it's always going to save to your Drive, just like a doc would do. But again, changing it to the title will help you until, you know, if you're looking back, all you have is untitled, definitely want to put a title there. So as you can see, it's a little different from our other Google apps. You can see the dashboard over here on the right, you're going to have some different icons. So the top one is going to be record. Well, clearly, since I'm starting blank, don't want to record anything yet. You will have scripts. So that is where you're actually able to add in uploads. If you uploaded items, whether that's an image or a file, you can do those. Here's that stock images, and we'll go into there in just a minute. Text, I can add shapes, the templates. This on the screen in the middle is what you are currently working on. We call that a scene. So as you can see, if I click on this bottom part, it kind of highlights it gray, which means I'm in a scene, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into templates, and you can see these are their stock templates. And I am just going to pick one. And again, sometimes, you know, what we said before, just like Canvas, sometimes you just get knee deep in these and you're like, I like this one, I like this. We're gonna select this one. As you can see, this is task preparation, kind of has like a name that they summarize it in. I'm going to insert all the scenes as you see the item at the bottom of my screen, the button. If I was to select, say, one, it would, okay, we're going to insert all scenes. There we go. Cool. If I selected one slide, it should insert just that one slide deck or that one scene. Again, technology works when it wants to. So, you know, we're presenting, that's what happens. So now that it's there, I have the option with this template to change the style. I'm just going to leave it because that's more work for me. So I'm just going to exit out of this. Like what I said before, the scene. So if I click down here, I click here, notice the main page at the top is back to white because that's the scene I'm currently on. So if I wanted to add an introductory slide, I would have the scene in front and I would have to add, let's add text. Just like you would a normal doc, demo. I can change it just like a normal. I can move it. I can add you can see at the bottom, there's headlines, there's speakers. It's just different stock text that they have. And now if I move over, this is the next scene. The longer they are, the scenes, the longer the volume, the voiceover, the music would play during that scene. So think of it like that. So all we did was that we went into the new, we changed the title, we added a template, which you can see at the bottom right-hand corner. I can always pop it out again if I need to. I can go back. I can look at all the other templates if I wish. And what we did was we added some text. That was the extent. And remember, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you time now to do those 3 things. So I'm going to share with my screen. I'm going to come back over here because we got a lot of things going on right now. So I'm going to go. So right now, you're going to get 4 minutes. You're going to select a template, change the title, insert some text, and that's all I want you to do for the next 4 minutes. We're here in the chat to help, but I want to give you this time. So if you can go ahead and begin. Oh, look at Miss Noel put the timer right in the Google Meet. I mean, fastest. Thank you, Noel.
Wasn't so fast at starting the recording, but it's okay. I got it.
It's okay. Now we need Google to put some music, like jam session music going on. Hold on, let me see if I can. I can't go back because I want them to have that. Oh, wait. As you are finishing up, feel free to put in the chat, what are you working on? What are your ideas on how you can incorporate this? Or maybe tell me, was it easy to do this so far? Add some text, grab a template, give me some feedback. About a minute left. So remember, we're selecting a template, adding some text, checking out maybe a scene. Nice, Mrs. Brown. All right, as we're finishing up, show me with thumbs up. Feel free to put it in the chat. Did we use any of this specialty text or did we just go for a text? What did somebody do? Did we add text to a template slide? Do we add it to a blank slide? What did we do? I know it's after lunch. Come on, come on. I used to generate that. Okay. Only your specialty case. Yep. Not, thank you, timer. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it. All right. Tara, I added a template and edited the text right on the template. Perfect. I appreciate you. Okay. Next step. So now we're gonna edit the template. So you can play or preview it. You can see that we can add music, we can add more scenes, and we're going to talk about transitions. So I'm going to go live, and we are going to do it right in here. So there's two options on where you can play it. I like to use this button down here. You can use the larger button up at the top. So remember what I said, depending on where you click is your scene. So if I click on this scene, I'm going to be able to edit that part. So whether that's trimming it, so if I select it and I come right here, you see how it outlines it in blue? I can trim it by just scrolling it over. If I say that my length, I really don't want it to be that long, I can trim it. Pretty simplistic, right? I can then come over and in between each scene is a transition. And you see that little, it says slide, but you can actually click on it. And this transition bar pops up. So there are ways in which one slide moves or one scene moves to the next scene. It can either be nothing. It just goes whoop, right to the next. And I'm going to preview that for you and you're going to see it. Or I can actually have one scene dissolve into the next. And as you see on the main screen, you'll get a preview of what they look like. So if you do fade, if it slides on over, it just goes very fast. I can push it, kind of the same thing as slide, or I can scale it. So those are different transitions and you can like play with these and I tend to change it up every single scene. So sorry if you like consistency, that's just not me. I can do fade and then I can actually go into the duration and I can tell it how fast, how long I want it to be. So if I want a longer transition, so I'm gonna go, you can see it slowly fades because I made it a little bit longer. I can slide it to the left, scale it to the right. I can even spin it. You want to get crazy? Let's do this transition. So I'm going to come over here, this transition, and I'm going to spin it because that's just crazy. Maybe I want a fast transition. It spins faster. So we're going to work on some transitions. And now if you use a template like me, there's a lot of transitions. So definitely play with a couple. Maybe I want to push it, but I want it to come in from the bottom. And I want to go a little faster. I can click on that. It shows me a demo of what it's going to look like. So that's one thing we're going to focus on in this time period is transitions. Okay. Another thing you want to do is maybe in between this scene and this scene, I need to add a scene in between because there needs to be a little bit more information, pretending and thinking ahead. Maybe I just need more information. I'm going to hit this plus sign at the bottom. I'm going to put this so you see it. It's the bottom right-hand side. It says new scene. And there up pops my new scene. So I can come in, go into my stock. So let's see, maybe this time I can add a video. I kind of like the images that they present. Right now, you can see you can get the orientation and the size. You can search. Search filter is all right. It's getting better. Give it time. Everything changes very soon. I like this. I can, again, change it to fit the size of my screen, relocate it. Once that is on, just like before, you can add text. Maybe I'm going to come down to these fun ones. Calls to action. Try it. I mean, clearly I'm having you try it, so I might as well add that to mine. And I can, again, edit everything that you see on the screen, move it to the appropriateness. So now I've added the scene. Because I've added that scene, I can add a transition in front of it. Do you see this little icon that's in between? There is no transition because I didn't have one prior to adding the scene, but I can still add one in. And because we all know I can't stay with the same, oh, look at that flicker. That's going to give us a little bit of a zonk in the afternoon, might as well add that. I can't keep with the same transition. So that's fun for me. So we've added a scene. We've added some transitions. And now to kick this afternoon off right, I need to add some music. I mean, we gotta vibe it up. So let's go to stock. We're gonna go back. It leaves off on whatever you left at. So maybe I wanna go web. You can scroll down or you can search the stock by videos. And we wanna add, they added sound effects recently, which makes me happy. We're gonna go to music. And you can actually search based off of ambient. We're in the afternoon after lunch. I gotta do a little bit piped up here. Cinematic, country, oh, dance. I'm gonna definitely think we are a dancing group right here. All right, so let's try some of these out. I can try it by hitting the play button. Okay, that's a little much. It's okay. You can always train. Okay, that sounds good. So when I like it, I can hit the plus button to insert it. So now, before I insert it, I want to show you right now, I have on my screen, my main dashboard, I have the bottom one, what is it? The second scene highlighted. So watch what happens when I insert this music. It is going to insert where I had my cursor on from the scene. So if you had it from the front, it's going to start over here all the way to the end. If I had it on the third slide right here, and that's where I left my clicker, it's going to be from there on. Don't worry though, in case you mess up, and sometimes that happens, there's always the undo button back here. Fabulous piece of work I've ever included in a document or any others, but I can also just pull this over. Music, work with me. I can pull it over to say I want it to start at the beginning. So everything is movable. If you really didn't want it to start until the third, maybe you have the dramatic entrance. As you can see, it's starting up at the second scene. I can have it really start booming on my third. And anytime you would like to see how it's sounding, how it's working, that little play button in the middle is there to help you. So we're going to go to the front and we're going to play. As you can see, it's going to go through. You'll see my transitions. I didn't have one in the first one, so it just goes right to the scene 2. Music is going to start up. Scene is happening. Transition. There's that flick. Can't get enough of that. So again, I get to see the progress it's making by even those slightest things. So notice this scene, I want to definitely point out when we added it, I extended it. So I made it bigger. So I know it looks a little odd, like try it is cut in half, but it just means the length of that scene is extended. It's not going to cut your slide in half or your image in half. It's just going to extend the time that it's on. So transitions, which were these little things in between, adding a scene, adding some photos to it, which was great, and adding music, which was both in the stock. So you can always go again from the all button to music to filter that, or you can just come right down here into the music tab. So that is what you are going to be doing during this time. So your turn. See if you can add some music, add some transitions, maybe get a little snazzy and add a photo to it. We're going to give you 4 minutes on the clock. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat. Thank you, Noah. I had a really good question in the chat. Yes, can you use your own audio? You can just upload. So whatever that MP3 or MP4 video file you have or audio file on your desktop, you're able to upload that. And like I said before, click on the scene you want it to be uploaded to, and then it would start there. All right, thumbs up if we're finishing up and that was enough time. Feel free to add any comments into the chat. That way we know that 1, was it still easy? 2, getting a little bit more difficult? 3, how can I use this for my instruction? Any issues, goods? I saw thumbs up, so I'm hoping it's continuing to be easy. We want easy. Good, good. I did it. Hey, rock and roll. You did music. Yeah, pretty simple so far. Okay, I would like to keep with that. We don't want to get too complicated. Excited, awesome. All right, next, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some scenes. We already kind of worked on that a little bit, but I'm gonna add scripts. So I'm gonna get in more detail. So remember, just eyes up here, and then you'll be able to do this. I promise, we always give you time. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the scene I want. So if this is the scene I would like to talk to, clearly I'm going to have to change my chick, but it's okay. For the meantime, I'm going to click on the scene that I want and go to the taskbar on the right where it says scripts. So you can see you have 2 different views. You can look at the current scene that you're on and it'll tell you this is 3 out of 19. Or you can look at all scenes. So I can pop that up and I can kind of just put in very minimal add scene. If I do add, oh, Siri thinks I'm talking to her. If I do add a script, in which I'll show you after, it'll show up here. So current scene. So if this is me, and when I record, I also don't want to be reading everything I wrote, but again, I also don't want to forget anything. So sometimes I will put more bullet points to kind of refresh my memory on what I'm saying. Other times when I am stressed, I'm going to write it all out and I'm just going to read from it the best that I can. So either way, feel free to write however you feel comfortable. So we can say, my name is Chloe. I'm writing from her name there, Chloe Lyle. I am a professor of biology at the University of Delaware. I don't know why Delaware came into my head, and clearly can't spell this afternoon. Delaware. That's right. Look forward to having you on today's session. So I saved it. It automatically saves. I don't have to click a save button. And then I can just toggle to the next scene scripts by the arrows either on the left or the right. So try it. I would like you to try it. Not much there, but hey. If I go back, toggle to the previous script, like I said, it saves it. So it's automatically still there for you. You don't feel like you have to keep editing it or adding it back. It literally saves it as you go. So now I have a script on scene 3 and 4. If I go here to kind of get a bird's eye view, I can see here is my script. It just gives you, again, what you have there so you can see it. When you are playing the video, which I love, you'll see right here, if I am playing it, it will also transition when you are. Did you notice when I moved from scene 2 to scene 3 and I was playing it, even in the preview mode, it automatically moved my script from scene 2 to scene 3. So I don't have to do that transitioning on an arrow because let's be real, if you're recording, you're already stressed enough. I mean, we always forget to hit the recording. And now I have to do this and speak to it. It's a little stressful, but Google Vids already takes the stress right out of it by altering those scenes and the scripts based on what you're actually viewing on the screen. So whether you're recording or even just previewing it, it makes it go seamless. When you do record, you'll realize very quickly if I wrote it's too short for me to talk through it, but you need to get this information out. Just come down here to your scene and extend it. That way you have enough time to meet the needs of your script during your scene time. Hope that made sense. Okay, so we've edited some scenes by either extending them depending on what I have to say in my script, adding scripts to multiple slides. And I'm gonna come back here. Okay, I want you to practice adding some scripts. So whether that be quick notes or whether that be a little bit more detailed, then adjusting your scene to meet the needs of your script. In that case, maybe you can shorten your screen or your scene time, or maybe you need to extend it. So we're going to get the recording or the timer again. Oh, thank you.
Having trouble. It wasn't letting me do it. It was blanked out.
It had a moment, and technology today has decided that the moments are going to be quite often today. I'm so appreciative of technology. Thank you. But yeah, any questions during this time, feel free to write it in the chat, preview it, see how long it takes for you to say your script, and make sure your scene is long enough.
Yeah, a couple people were having trouble seeing the scripts on the side panel. I did not click on record and my scripts was showing, but I did say click the view menu in the top menu to show scripts. Trent said to click the record button and then it'll show the script. So hopefully all of you were able to figure that part out.
Yeah, I can try and go in here. For those that for some reason maybe scripts isn't showing, if you go to the view, just make sure this is checked. Or, you know, technology today has had its moments, so maybe refreshing. As we're finishing up on the last few seconds, please feel free to thumbs up if it's still going pretty seamless, pretty easy. I'd love to hear about it. Write in the chat any difficulties you're having, any questions you might still have. Hopefully we're I'm gonna have some amazing Google Vids extending the music. Ruth, do you need more assistance with that, or you're realizing that's like oh, more assistance? Okay, I'll show you that, not a problem. Oh, camera. I will get to Erica. You're ahead of the game. I paid you to see that. Thank you for being on this afternoon. I'll show you in just a minute. All right. So moving forward, recording is the fun one. So before I do that, I'm going to come back over here. When you have the music, so remember what I said is this little indicator on time frame on where you're at per seconds. Depending on where you're at and you add music, that is where your starting point is going to be. So when I am going on, if I already added it because I can just grab the whole thing, it'll highlight it, and I can actually shift it over. So it's only going to go as far as the first scene started. So again, just be mindful. You can always remove and add again, but you're able to adjust by adding that. If I get closer to the edge, as you can see, it doesn't appear until I'm real close to the edge. It's that blue. So in that music, if I did not want that little like slowly getting up in the beginning, I can actually cut it and edit it and make it just start off like, bam, you're going to hear a lot of jamming right from that second start. So I can edit it as well, even though it's on my scenes. Okay, record. Before I forget. So now you have all of your scripts, everything you need for your session to go live. You're ready to record it. You are prepped and ready. You're going to hit the record button at the top. So when you record, there are 4 options. It's camera. So if I'm literally just needing to record myself speaking, I can just use camera. If I need to screen share and show my camera and my screen, that's going to be the second one where it's camera and screen. If I just want to have my screen showing and I don't want to see my face, which sometimes I like the video I showed you in the beginning, I'm just doing my screen. And audio is just the voiceover so that you're doing it. So those are the 4 options. When you click it, I'm actually going to come back out and go here because you're not going to want to see my face. You have to give the mic access. So because you are on your device, you either have to make sure you just say allow while using the site. As you can see on my screen, you have to give not only your camera, but again, the mic access to record, depending if you're on your Chromebook or your teacher computer, making sure that you have the audio set. When you select it, choose which tab you record. At least I was smiling in that photo. I tend to only share a tab. That way it's larger when it does record. You can share your window or share a window or a entire screen, but just know whatever you have going on in your screen might show up. So maybe when I'm doing a professional video, I don't want my toolbar at the bottom to show. That's what would happen in your entire screen. So just be mindful of that. When you do get that recording, you're going to see that you can have animations, how you like to swivel in, swivel out. You'll adjust the sign, formatting options, and playback. Those are all there for you. Okay. It's a twofold here because I know that sometimes when we are on this, we're like, listen, Lee, I love you, but no. You don't have to during this time period test out the recording if you do not prefer it. If you'd still like to go back and edit and make those adjustments, feel free if you would like, or you can just test out, just demo the recording while we're doing this. We're still going to give you 4 minutes. I'm going to give you time in the chat also to ask any questions that you might have still, and we want to make sure, again, we support you so you can choose, pick your poison. You can quick record just for a little bit to get the idea of it and see how scripts move along the scenes, or you can spend this time editing your vid. Thank you, Noel. Erica, I'm going to show you on my screen. When you click on the music, now I want to click out so you don't see. Okay, when you click on the music, a little icon shows up. Here's where you can adjust the volume. So if you still would like to talk, but you kind of want some like elevator music in the background, kind of nice, you can adjust it being, again, depending on the volume. You could also have it fade in, fade out. These are a little bit more advanced features. Again, if other clips, it says it right here, automatic ducking. It tells you like, okay, lower it when someone's speaking, if it's background, you know, it kind of gives those adjustments. And it'll tell you like there's all these different tracks that are there in that case. I hope that helps. Did it not show the whole time? I have a lot of tabs going. So when you click on this little icon at the bottom shows, is screen showing? Yes, perfect. Okay, so when I click it, here's the volume I can change. I can also fade it in, fade it out. Volume is the biggest one to control, seeing how loud. If you're gonna also talk, you're gonna want it that background music. And this is where it kind of elevates it automatically. Does help if I'm sharing my screen. All right, feel free as we're finishing up on the last minute, feel free, if you did get a chance to record, tell me goods, bads, need to try it again another time. Give me some feedback. If you're editing during this time and loving it, send it, share it. All right. It worked. Sherry, I would like you to come to every training I have because you're so positive and I appreciate you, especially in the afternoon. All right, sharing. Everybody wants to know, how are we sharing? Very similar to any Google Workspace application. So you still have the sharing capabilities of, do I want everyone to view this? Do I want them to have a copy of it, edit it? So again, underneath the share, you can download it and the video will be downloaded as an MP4. So if you are uploading it somewhere, you have that capability to download to your device. Okay, so the biggest question I have is, how are you going to utilize Vids in your instruction? I know we mentioned a couple different activities in the beginning on how you can utilize Vids, but I also want to hear what is going to work best for you and your students. So I'm all about sharing. Sharing is caring. So we are going to do a Canva whiteboard. So in a moment, Noelle is going to put the link in the chat and you are going to grab a sticky note. If you've never used a whiteboard in Canva, well, you are in for a treat today. You're going to grab it from the elements or the toolbar that you can see here on the left that sometimes pops up. You'll write a note on how you will use or can use Google Vids in your instruction. And definitely read some of your colleagues to see how they are going to incorporate it and how, give them a little kudos, a little thumbs up, a little smiley face emoji or a heart, as in you're thinking that this is going to be a great opportunity to utilize in your instruction. So as you're getting on, go ahead and grab a sticky note.
You want to
Lee,
share
I
that
appreciate
tab?
you. Oh, hold on. Ooh. And it's a whiteboard, so you can zoom out and put it all around the document. It does not have to be in the middle. So Lee, I'm moving hers out to here. Miss Ruth, I'm pushing you up. So share out and tell me, how do you think you're going to utilize this in your instruction? So we're going to give it, what are you saying to Miss Noel? 5 minutes? And then I'm going to read some. Great question from Miss Erica. Can students do this collaboratively? Can they work on Vids at the same time? Absolutely. Just like any other Google Workspace product, which is amazing that they can actually create this. So if they are doing a book report together, they can make a Google Vid together. And that also works with the whiteboard too. It's okay. Collaborate and listen. Okay, it's not letting me go on the Canva presentation. What?
I just fixed it. You had it. You might be on your personal account, and that's probably why. So refresh your tab now. Anyone should be able to edit.
Just go ahead and refresh.
Yep.
Thank you. I'm not gonna lie, the timer in the Google Meet is game changer.
These ideas are so great.
Yes, as you are finishing, please don't hesitate to read some of the colleagues, get some ideas on how you can incorporate it, because that is the best part about any training, is being able to pick people's brains and share great ideas. Got about 2 minutes left. So if you haven't already finished yours, please do so, and then read a couple others and give some emojis. If you click on them, you'll be able to see a little smiley face where you can add some emojis. So Ruth, if you go ahead, I'm gonna get a little closer so you can see. If I click right here on Lee's, if I click it, a little emoji add reaction comes up, and then you're able to actually pick either the 5 that they have there, or you can look and see more reactions to each one. So I'm gonna share as we're rocking in our last few minutes. So I'm going to come over here and just take a look at some of these. Send to parents who couldn't make it to parent night, which is huge. Krista, I'm coming over you because you are on a roll over here. In a very short span of this training, I was able to use a Google Slides presentation to make a video with detailed instructions for a project we started last week. Great for absent students sharing on Google Classroom, and forgetful students. Oh yeah, we got those. So that is awesome. And like I said before, if those of you we're beginners and we started a blank and that's all we could take at one point. That's great, but you can upload your whole Google slide presentation already or other presentations that you have. Videos into Google Classroom, provide instructions on assignments during rotations. Love it. Leave instructions for students when there will be a sub. Yep. Google Vids for Dojo announcements. Ooh. Okay, well, Dojo was entirely approved, but still a great idea. I'm going to come back to that. I plan to do book trailers in media class and Jim Harbin Festival for gift class. Good. Have students, no, hold on, there was another one. I can use this in small group instruction. Also send family my weekly newsletters. Perfect. Great ideas, everyone. Homesick. Students are homesick in the hospital. Welcome presentation. Yes. Welcome back. I love that. Create a class vid. Have each student record themselves saying thank you for a class donation. Awesome. So create posts for social media. Parents always love to see it. These are great ideas, guys, and I hopefully that you are taking back not only the idea you came with, but another one that you can utilize within your instruction. And that is a Canva whiteboard. If you've never experienced it, we love it. So please take a look. So if you do need more support on Google Vids, we do have a whole page of support resources dedicated to Vids on our EdTech training website. It's actually a tile in your portal. If you've never been there, it's magnificent. You should really check it out. In our ELM, if you would like points for this, which you've already kind of got an idea on how to use a vid, why not get some points for it? There is an ELM course, and that is also the support information is on our EdTech training website. Here is our team, happy to serve, and hopefully this has been an informational session for you and it's going to improve your instruction. We do have a technology conference February 18th at Dr. Joaquin Garcia High School. We would love for our experts in the classroom to showcase some of their amazing work in technology. So feel free if you get really comfortable with Google Vids. I mean, I've already heard someone uploading presentations. That sounds like an easy session in ours. We'd love to have you present and love to showcase your great work to other teachers in their district. And stay in touch. We are not people who spam a lot, but we do let you know of upcoming trainings. We will have more trainings on the next PDD day on November 11th. And I really hope that you enjoyed this one on Google Viz, as this is newer and exciting, and why not make our instruction more engaging? So if you do have questions, I will stay on with Miss Noel. And otherwise, we appreciate you being on today and hope you got something out of it. Thank you again and have a great afternoon. Thanks, everyone.